As a medical doctor who specializes in functional medicine, I've seen how different foods, diets, and other lifestyle factors can affect one's health and well-being. I have also discovered that some foods sold at the local grocery, which are promoted using words like organic or gluten-free or whole grain, and which are often marketed as health foods, are actually less healthy than they may claim to be. To this point, in a recent study published in the journal Food Studies, researchers suggest that these foods and how they are marketed could be one of the reasons why the rate of obesity is at an all-time high. And in another recent study, researchers found that just 1 extra gram of fat surrounding one major organ deep inside the body can also affect one's health and well-being. So what is this organ I'm referring to? What's in our health food that may be cause for concern, and how are these things connected? My name is Dr. Erica Song. I've been a medical doctor for 21 years, and like most of my colleagues, I've known that weight and blood sugar concerns affect a lot of people. However, even I was surprised by the latest numbers. Nearly 84 million people have pre-diabetes, and of these, 90% aren't aware they have it. In addition, 7 in 10 Americans are either obese or carry extra pounds, and may not realize they are at risk for type 2 diabetes. Another 7 million Americans actually have type 2 diabetes without realizing it as well. The problem hit close to home several years ago when I made an important discovery. A discovery which changed my approach to how I now help my patients drop, manage, and maintain their ideal weight, relieve brain fog and memory issues, protect their most precious organ, the heart, enjoy more vitality and energy in their later years, and lower their blood glucose to healthy, normal levels. In today's special video report, I'll share my discovery with you, along with a unique blueprint which can be used to help flush away the hidden gram of fat I mentioned earlier. The good news, this blueprint will be available to purchase near the end of this video. Now, today, I'm also going to reveal 3 specific foods which could already be in your pantry or fridge. All 3 of these foods are marketed and sold as health foods. As you're about to discover, however, these foods are not as healthy as they seem. One of them may even surprise you. I encourage all my patients to remove these snacks from their diets right away. And for anyone concerned about their long-term health or interested in managing their weight, I would encourage them to do the same. In addition, I'm going to reveal my favorite spice, which studies have shown may help in the fight against type 2 diabetes. It's practically like candy, and it's easy to add to any diet. I recommend that everyone add this tasty treat to their cupboard right away. One more thing. For any of the 23 million Americans currently living with type 2 diabetes, the blueprint I'm sharing today can truly make a difference. Update. Since we published this information online, we have reached over 1 million people, and our team has been overjoyed by the response. We're receiving emails and thank you letters from folks all over the world. I am truly grateful to help so many people who aren't able to visit my clinic in person, including Cheryl S. from Ohio, who wrote in to say, "My glucose average is now totally normal, my energy is good, and I look forward to being on a healthier regimen long term. Many thanks." Doyle B. from California also shared some good news. In July, my fasting blood sugar was 129, and in August, it came down to 105. By November 2nd, it was down to 97, and my A1C was 5.7. I feel so much better. It's rewarding to see folks improving their lives and their health. And if you're looking to have better control of your health, I invite you to follow along with what I'll be revealing here today. Watch this special video report all the way to the end so you can be well informed. Hi, as I shared a moment ago, my name is Dr. Erica Song. I am a board-certified physician, a functional medicine specialist, and founder of the Vibrant Life Medicine Clinic in Englewood, New Jersey. I've been a practicing physician for over 21 years and a proud member of the American Academy for Anti-Aging Medicine, the Medical Society of New Jersey, as well as the American College of Obstetricians and Gynecologists. For much of my career, I followed a traditional approach to medicine, and naturally, I believed this approach would help people get well. These days, however, doctors will often prescribe quick-fix drugs which only target surface symptoms and which may not get to the root cause of the problem. At the same time, patients are herded through our healthcare system, which can make it difficult for doctors to deliver quality care. Case in point, at the peak of my traditional practice, I would have 40 to 50 patients cycle through my office in a single day. Thinking back, it's no wonder I never questioned how I was supposed to practice medicine. I simply didn't have the time. It was much easier to prescribe the quick fix than to spend quality time with my patients. Everything changed in 2011, soon after my son was born, when he began to have problems breathing. I did everything I could to help him get well. Over the following years, my son was in and out of the hospital, and his doctors prescribed more and more medicine, until finally, I had what I call a revolutionary moment. You see, for the most part, doctors are educated to specialize in individual organs and systems rather than treat the human body as a whole. Ultimately, I came to realize that to see the underlying cause, whether with this lung issue affecting my son, or whether a weight concern or blood sugar problem with one of my own patients, we as doctors have to change the way we look at human health, even with diseases like type 2 diabetes. In my son's case, it was vital to look at all the various systems and organs, as well as things like his environment, diet, supplements, and social activities. By taking this whole-body approach to medicine and healing, or what is known as a functional medicine approach, my son today is free from the issues that affected him early in his life. Now I take this same approach with all my patients. To begin, I treat no more than 5 or 6 patients a day. This allows me to work more closely with each person, so we can find solutions that promote healing at the core. I pull from the best practices of both traditional and functional medicine, and I'm able to customize treatment plans to meet the unique needs of each patient. These days, I'm not just practicing medicine. I'm helping people turn their health and their lives around. It motivates me to do so much more and gives me real purpose. Since opening the Vibrant Life Medicine Health Clinic 4 years ago, I've discovered some important changes that take place in the human body, as well as some groundbreaking research which can help you have more energy, manage your weight with greater ease, and bring your blood sugar into balance as well. So if you don't have as much energy as you'd like, if you're concerned about managing your blood glucose levels, or if you're dealing with prediabetes or have full-on type 2 diabetes, stick with me to the end, because the blueprint I'll be talking about here today can empower you to take back your good health. The best part? I believe you too could have a revolutionary moment, just like I did. Now, before we start, grab a pen and some paper. Turn your phone on silent and remove any other distractions. And then let's jump right in with the first not-so-healthy health food to discuss, which is fruit-flavored yogurt. Now, if this is the first time you're hearing this, you may be thinking, has Dr. Song gone mad? I assure you, I have not gone mad. Here's the problem. Many of these yogurts are laced with as much sugar as a candy bar. What's more, they contain little, if any, real fruit. To give you an idea how unhealthy some yogurts can be, when the Yoplait brand of yogurt was created by General Mills in 1999, it was filled with 100% more sugar per serving than their Lucky Charms cereal. Even today, after an attempt to give their brand a healthy makeover, a 6-ounce container of Yoplait fruit-flavored yogurt still contains a whopping 18 grams of sugar, which is only 2 grams less than what a Snickers bar contains. And Yoplait isn't the only offender. The Cornucopia Institute recently published a report titled Culture Wars: How the Food Giants Turned Yogurt, a Health Food, into Junk Food. They reviewed 114 different brands of yogurt, and less than 20% of the brands were considered top-rated. 2 of the most popular brands, Yoplait and Dannon, were at the bottom of the list and received a poor rating. Mark A. Castle, co-director of the Institute, did not mince words after publishing the report. What is most egregious about our findings is the marketing employed by many of the largest agribusinesses selling junk food masquerading as health food. I couldn't agree more. Now, some of my patients have asked if they should avoid yogurt completely, and my answer is, it's perfectly fine to eat yogurt. Just stick with the unsweetened plain variety, and if you like, add fresh fruit for flavor. I recommend unsweetened plain Greek yogurt, which is thicker and creamier, and which also has more protein. One more thing. Recent research has shown that eating plain yogurt as part of a healthy diet may reduce the risk of type 2 diabetes in healthy and older adults, and may be associated with lower levels of insulin resistance as well. I like it as a snack in between meals, and I keep some in the fridge at all times. This brings us to our second food, cereal bars. Another snack often marketed as health food. The truth, however, is a different story. Most of these bars are loaded with sugars, sometimes in multiple different forms. For example, Honey Nut Cheerios milk and cereal bars lists 5 different sugar ingredients on its label. These include sugar, brown sugar syrup, high fructose corn syrup, and plain old fructose. It's like a diabetic hit parade. Not to mention these bars are often filled with carbs and unhealthy fats. Once again, as with yogurt, the list of offenders is long. A recent study by a UK watchdog group looked at 30 different cereal bars, and the results are disappointing, to put it mildly. 29 out of the 30 bars were high in sugar, and over half of them contained 30% sugar or more. One of the bars, Nutri-Grain Elevences, contained 18 grams of sugar, more than in a small can of Coca-Cola. There are healthier snack options, and one of my favorites is to grab a handful of almonds. It's a simple and nutritious alternative. Plus, studies have found that adding almonds to your diet may help reduce blood sugar levels by up to 9%. Now, I'm not saying you have to give up cereal, just avoid the sugar-filled cereal bars. The truth is, I enjoy a bowl of cereal from time to time myself, especially with a spoonful of my favorite spice added to it, cinnamon. Cinnamon is a delicious way to spice up any diet, and it's super easy. I'll add it to a cup of yogurt as well for additional flavor. Why cinnamon? Numerous studies have shown it may have multiple health-promoting benefits, from reducing cholesterol to promoting brain health, and it also has anti-inflammatory effects, which helps lower the risks of disease. Perhaps the most important reason, recent studies found cinnamon may reduce blood glucose levels by as much as 29% and dramatically reduce insulin resistance as well. I recommend you keep cinnamon handy in the kitchen, in particular the Ceylon variety. Okay, let's now look at the third so-called healthy food on our list, bottled fruit smoothies. If you reach for one of these at your grocery store and think it's healthy for you, think again. For example, let's say you drink a standard 15.2-ounce bottle of Naked Juice Berry Blast for breakfast. After all, it's convenient, doesn't take any prep time, and it's supposed to be healthy. What you may not realize is you're consuming 49 grams of sugar, which is the same as eating 4 glazed donuts from Dunkin' Donuts. Probably not what you had in mind. Don't be fooled by the clever marketing or the brightly colored labels. These bottled fruit smoothies are little more than a load of fructose and other sugars your body wasn't meant to handle. In fact, a recent study found that those who consumed 2 or more servings of fruit juice per week had a 29% higher risk of developing diabetes than those who didn't drink juice regularly. Another study published in the International Journey of Obesity found that participants who consumed high levels of fructose over a period of 10 weeks developed new fat cells around their organs and had problems absorbing nutrients. You'll discover more why this is a big health risk in just a moment. My advice: avoid all bottled fruit smoothies where the sugar or fructose content is over 10 grams. Instead, do what we do in my family. Make your own fruit smoothies with real fruit and either almond milk or coconut milk. We even add spinach and kale and protein powder. This way, you get the fiber and protein along with the sweetness. Plus, they're delish. Now, all of the foods I've talked about here today have one ingredient in common, and it's something I place at the top of my public health enemy list: sugar in the form of high fructose corn syrup. Just how bad is this sweetener? As a medical doctor, let me put it into perspective. High fructose corn syrup, HFCS, was first created back in 1965 when Japanese scientists figured out how to develop a sweetener from the corn plant. In 1967, the first shipment of HFCS went out the door. Several years later, in 1972, the U.S. Farm Bill was passed. American farmers would now be paid to grow acres and acres of corn, much of which went towards making HFCS. Today, HFCS is added to all kinds of foods, including some you might not expect. This includes foods like yogurt, cereal bars, brown breads, and virtually all sodas, as well as ketchup, processed meats, and salad dressings. So how does HFC affect one's life? To begin, a Princeton University study found that HFCS causes more weight gain than refined sugar does, which is saying a lot, since previous research has linked refined sugar on its own with weight gain and obesity. The Princeton study also found that over time, consuming a lot of HFCS leads to abnormal increases in body fat, especially around the belly. Research scientists and health professionals alike are connecting the dots. Since HFCS was introduced into the food supply back in the early 1970s, we've eaten more and more of it every year. In fact, the average American now consumes 60 pounds per year of this stuff. And during this time, obesity rates have more than tripled, while the number of folks with diabetes has increased more than sevenfold. HFCS also messes with two important hormones in your body. The first is insulin, which regulates metabolism and energy use. When insulin levels are chronically elevated as a result of consuming too much HFCS, the excess sugar in your bloodstream is converted to fat and stored around the belly, and as I'll describe in a moment, around a specific internal organ as well. Here's the important takeaway. If your body doesn't produce enough insulin, blood glucose can reach toxic levels. First, excess fructose consumption elevates insulin levels in the blood, which in turn makes it hard for your body to access the stored fat. And finally, your brain starts to think that it's hungry, which leads to overeating. The second hormone HFCS messes with is leptin. Normally, when you eat food, some of it gets stored in the fat cells, which then secrete leptin to let your brain know you are full. Too much HFCS blocks the movement of leptin from the blood to the brain, so that your brain doesn't see you're full, after which you always feel hungry. This too leads to overeating, as well as decreased fat burning. One more thing. Artificial sweeteners are not the savior they're trumped up to be. These ingredients are crammed into foods like diet sodas, coffee sweeteners, and sugar-free candies. Some are even marketed as diabetic health foods. Again, don't be fooled and avoid using these harmful ingredients. It is simply not worth the risk to your health. Consider the following. A study published by the American Diabetes Association shows the artificial sweetener sucralose causes insulin levels to spike even before you swallow it. Research from the University of Rostock in Germany found the same to be true with the artificial sweetener saccharin. This is the chemical used in Sweet and Low and many sugar-free gums. Then there's Splenda, found in many of the diet sodas on the market. A study published in the journal Nature found that Splenda could be a major cause of blood sugar imbalances and unwanted weight gain. As an alternative, I recommend stevia extract as your sweetener of choice. Studies have found stevia has no effect on blood glucose or insulin response, and it also helps manage your blood sugar after eating. So, where do we go from here? Well, I'm about to share more about the health blueprint I mentioned at the beginning. As you may recall, this blueprint is designed to help lower blood glucose to healthy, normal levels, support your weight management goals, help fight against type 2 diabetes, and help restore optimal health. First, there's one more thing you should know about high fructose corn syrup, in particular, its connection to type 2 diabetes, because it's one of the main reasons the blueprint came about in the first place. Here's the thing. Overeating HFCS and other sugars can lead to an enlarged and fatty liver. And when too much fat is stored in the liver, it poses a serious health problem. By serious, I mean things like obesity, insulin resistance, liver cirrhosis, and gout. What's more, we also know that fatty liver is a strong indicator of type 2 diabetes. To make matters worse, a recent study published in the journal Global Public Health found more troubling news. Countries that mix HFCS into processed foods and soft drinks have a 20% higher rate of diabetes than countries that don't use the sweetener. Now, in the past, when patients with varying health problems came to my office, I would treat them by the book and often prescribe a drug to treat their symptoms. Today, however, as a practicing functional medicine doctor, my team and I dive deep and look at the underlying cause because we want all our patients to experience long-term healing and a drug-free future. Our goal is that you feel revitalized and empowered to take back control of your health. As a result, patients come to our clinic seeking answers they couldn't get elsewhere. People like Cynthia G. from Nyack, New York, who was kind enough to share her experience at my clinic. Dr. Song has truly helped me improve my health. I came to her with a chronic condition which no one else could help me with, and she pinpointed the cause. Her comprehensive and holistic practice is an example of how all healthcare needs to be. I am so grateful I found her. And Tasha B. from Mount Prospect, Illinois, who wrote in to simply say, Dr. Song gets you healthy at the cellular level. She is amazing. Thank you both. You are the reason I practice medicine the way I do. Now, when I see patients with specific lifestyle-related diseases like type 2 diabetes, I understand why some people can feel frustrated with the grip this disease has on their lives. What's more, many of these patients share a common story. Despite access to modern medical treatments and the latest in drug therapies, their type 2 diabetes continues to progress, which can add to the frustration. What's more, many have had their medication dosages increase several times over the years. Some of them are forced to start insulin therapy. In other words, many of the current type 2 diabetes treatment plans were coming up short. I knew in my heart something had to be done to turn all this around, and I was determined to help make it happen. Little did I know this inner vow would lead to a discovery, which would change what I had previously believed about type 2 diabetes. I now believe the same discovery could benefit the lives of many individuals around the world as well. Today, when folks share their concerns with me about high blood sugar, low energy levels, or challenges with weight management, if they have prediabetes and they're worried about things progressing, or they've already been diagnosed with type 2 diabetes, I tell them that it's not their fault and they are not alone. Our modern-day medical system has become focused more on illness and drugs, rather than on wellness and finding natural solutions. Sadly, many physicians unknowingly have bought into this system and rely on more conventional approaches to treat symptoms, much like I did early on in my career. Thankfully, all this changed, and today I'm here to share a new approach designed to promote better health from the inside out. With this in mind, let's take a brief look at the underlying cause of type 2 diabetes, along with what you can do to help restore the body's natural ability to stay in balance. The goal is for you to enjoy a life free from disease, the way nature intended. To begin, we first identify the symptoms and work backwards to the roots. Most patients find out they have type 2 diabetes after the following types of symptoms show up in their life: shortness of breath, increased hunger and thirst, unusual fatigue, slow-healing sores, blurred vision, and elevated blood sugar levels. Medically speaking, these symptoms can reflect a dangerous amount of free glucose in the bloodstream. Check this out. In simple terms, here's what happens. After you eat carbohydrates, your body breaks them down into glucose. In response to the increased glucose levels, the hormone insulin is secreted into your bloodstream. Hormones like insulin act as your body's chemical messengers. They tell your cells how to respond to an ever-changing environment. The exact response depends on the cell type and the hormone involved. For example, in a healthy person, when insulin is detected by a liver cell, it signals the cell to absorb surrounding glucose. Once inside the cell, glucose is broken down and used as energy, or stored for future use. When you have type 2 diabetes, however, this hormone signaling system is disrupted. So what happens inside your body when this disruption takes place? First, your body creates less insulin, and with less insulin in the bloodstream, the liver cells aren't signaled to absorb glucose as often as they should. This leads to more free glucose in the bloodstream, where it is left to wreak havoc throughout the body. Second, the liver cells resist or become numb to insulin. In other words, the hormone signaling mechanism is blocked, which means no glucose is absorbed, and which means even more free glucose is left running around the bloodstream. Without a person knowing it, a cascade of problems can compound over time. This has led many in our modern medical establishment to believe the longer you have type 2 diabetes, the worse these problems get. Some doctors will prescribe drugs in an attempt to lower blood glucose levels. However, a meta-study that looked at 13 randomized controlled trials involving more than 33,000 people found this approach to have significant health risks. Other statistics are equally troubling to me. 50% of individuals under conventional treatment require insulin therapy within 10 years. As a medical doctor, even I was shocked by these numbers. The shock wore off, though, after I discovered that both low insulin levels and insulin resistance are actually symptoms of a deeper, more serious problem. This is where the pancreas comes in. A single gram of fat around this internal organ is potentially all that stands between you and the freedom from type 2 diabetes. What's more, having a pancreas in tip-top shape is critical to your health. In a nutshell, the pancreas is made up of specialized cells that create, store, and secrete insulin. These cells are called beta cells, or as I refer to them, your frontline defense against type 2 diabetes. Now, when your body becomes insulin resistant, these cells are no longer able to produce insulin needed to maintain healthy blood sugar levels. Researchers found the problem was twofold. On the one hand, from a study published in the Journal of the American Diabetes Association, Dr. Alexandra Butler and her team discovered there are up to 50% fewer beta cells in the pancreas of diabetics. And the longer a person has the disease, the fewer beta cells they have. As a result, insulin levels drop lower and lower as the disease progresses. On the other hand, the question still remained: what was causing these beta cells to die off? Here's where the plot thickens. The common medical opinion was that beta cells would burn out from secreting too much insulin to combat the insulin resistance. Recently, however, researchers from Fukushima Medical University in Japan discovered this was not the case. Instead, they found these beta cells die off due to a process called lipoapoptosis, or in layman's terms, death by fat. In other words, the beta cells in the pancreas get clogged up by a tiny single gram of fat. This throws off the entire insulin-producing mechanism, which under normal circumstances would keep your blood sugar healthy. The next step was the most important. It was time to trace the problem to its roots and find a practical solution which could help people turn back their type 2 diabetes. I needed to find someone who was treating the beta cell fat problem, as well as the insulin signal blocking syndrome. Little did I know the biggest answer would come from across the Atlantic Ocean. Over in the UK, Dr. Roy Taylor from Newcastle University became interested in an oddity with patients who had undergone gastric bypass surgery. This surgery became popular in the 1980s as a weight control procedure for the seriously obese. In case after case, Dr. Taylor observed that with type 2 diabetic individuals who underwent this surgery, their blood sugar and insulin levels normalized, while their type 2 diabetes reversed course and entered remission. Here's what happened next. Dr. Taylor discovered the key wasn't in the surgery. Rather, it was in the fatty deposits surrounding both the liver and the pancreas. And while the surgeries helped the patients lose weight, the specific diet these patients followed post-surgery is when these fatty deposits were destroyed. By removing the fatty acid insulin blockers from the liver cells could once again respond to insulin. And by getting rid of that single gram of fat around the pancreas, the beta cells would then repopulate this vital organ to produce much-needed insulin. Dr. Taylor believed this was why their health was restored. In October of 2011, to further validate his research, Dr. Taylor and his colleagues ran a clinical study of 11 diabetic patients. Each of them was placed on a scientific diet designed to remove liver and pancreas fat. Before and throughout the study, beta cell function, insulin sensitivity, liver and pancreatic fat content were all assessed. The results were remarkable. After being placed on this diet, liver fat decreased by 30%. Blood glucose levels had normalized to healthy levels. Plus, insulin sensitivity had greatly improved and was on the rise. By the end of the 8-week study, their beta cells had recovered and were functioning at near normal levels. Together, Dr. Taylor's research and clinical study had shown blood glucose levels could be normalized through diet and lifestyle changes without pills, insulin shots, or surgery. At this point, the final piece of the puzzle for our team was to capture the key elements of the clinical trials in a way that was easy for people to reproduce at home. Our goal was to create a success blueprint, something easy for patients, caregivers, and family members alike to follow. What's more, it would also be a guide to lasting health. Picture it now. You're sitting at the kitchen table with your spouse and loved ones. You're reviewing the easy-to-follow steps inside the blueprint. For the first time in a long time, you feel hope, and your family members feel it too. This was our vision, to create a blueprint that would help those struggling with type 2 diabetes and make a real difference in the world. We looked at every aspect of the lifestyle approach used by Dr. Taylor in his clinical study, including the special diet he put his patients on. Our goal was to target pancreas and liver fat so that beta cells could recover and insulin sensitivity could return. After countless hours of detailed drafting and review, followed by peer feedback and editing, we finally had a working protocol, backed by modern science and clinical evidence. We named it the DWD Protocol, and we were excited to put it to the test. With this in mind, we made it available to a small group of folks with type 2 diabetes. As to the results, nothing can speak to its effectiveness better than those who tried it. Raymond Carmen from Texas wrote in to say, "My A1C was around 8 when I started, and now it's at 5.5. The team at DWD couldn't be more supportive, and I'm thrilled with how I feel. Thanks, DWD." Patricia D. from Florida had some wonderful news to share as well. "It worked. I went on the DWD diet and followed the blueprint. It was all I needed. My blood sugar levels are staying well under 100. Thank you." I am sincerely grateful to hear stories like these because it motivates me and all our team to work hard to improve the health of folks all across America. Listen, the DWD Protocol is more than just a treatment plan. It's an empowering tool for practical, science-driven lifestyle change, created to help those who want to win the fight against type 2 diabetes. With all this said, the DWD Protocol is designed as a two-part program. Let's now take a look at each part. DWD Protocol component number 1 is the main guide, which provides you with a foundation for a healthy and disease-free life. Here is some of what you'll find inside. You'll discover what we believe about type 2 diabetes and why a new approach is needed to help restore healthy blood glucose levels. We take a deeper look at the research behind recent pancreas and liver breakthroughs and what this might mean for type 2 diabetics around the world. You'll also discover a science-backed approach designed to turn back type 2 diabetes and put an end to insulin resistance at the same time. We'll cover how you can reduce your reliance on pinpricks, insulin shots, and prescription drugs, and explain in simple terms the critical role of insulin in your body, as well as why it's important your body produces enough of this key hormone. In addition, you'll find practical blood sugar management strategies, how to protect your eyesight, sleep secrets for healthy blood sugar levels, and one sleep-related bad habit to avoid right from the start. Then, there are the surprising reasons why exercise lowers blood sugar. Plus, you'll get the scoop on 14 different supplements that help combat type 2 diabetes, along with my number 1 recommended supplement, which helps manage your blood sugar levels even if you sneak in a sugary snack on occasion. This brings us to component number 2, the DWD Protocol Success Blueprint. This is the step-by-step blueprint designed to help you take back control of your health. Here is an overview of what's inside. You'll get a special 8-week meal plan, which helps normalize blood sugar and restore insulin sensitivity, so you can start enjoying life full on to the hilt once again. What's more, your family can eat the same food, so your journey can be celebrated with all your loved ones. You'll get recipes for meals that are so delicious to eat, you'll want to enjoy them long after you complete the 8-week plan. Plus, the recipes are written in simple terms to help those who may have never cooked a meal before. Each week is organized with shopping lists to help keep you on track. You'll know what foods to buy and how to plan your time in the kitchen as well. We'll also show you how to read food labels so that you know what types of foods to avoid, including foods with hidden amounts of high fructose corn syrup and other sugars in them. The Success Blueprint also includes lifestyle tips and strategies that support you to achieve health freedom. For example, you'll discover simple stress management techniques to help calm your nerves and support you to walk with confidence into a new, healthier life. Plus, you'll also discover an enjoyable approach to exercise, along with tips for adding more movement into your life. The DWD Protocol is based on Dr. Taylor's scientifically proven results, written in an easy-to-follow format. And today, you can get access to the same blueprint which thousands have successfully followed. One more thing, you'll have the support of our community of fellow health warriors. These are men and women who are either currently using the DWD Protocol or have completed it. We would be honored to have you be part of our extended family, and we share in each other's success. You can also reach out to our team anytime you need support. So by now, you may be wondering how much you'll have to invest to get a personal copy of the DWD Protocol. Honestly, we thought long and hard on this because we want to help as many folks improve their health and their lives as possible. When you do the math, the cost of being a diabetic is staggering. Insulin refills, for example, can cost as much as $400 to $500 per month. When you factor in glucose monitoring, injection supplies, medications, and doctor visits, even with insurance, your out-of-pocket expense can cost thousands each month. The latest figures may even give you sticker shock. According to a study published in the American Journal of Preventive Medicine, the overall average lifetime medical costs for type 2 diabetes and related complications is a whopping $85,200. Now, even though some healthcare providers may not have a problem burdening people with high prices, my team and I are on a mission to change all this and offer a solution which as many folks as possible could afford. At first, we thought to license the program to holistic doctors, dietitians, and diabetes specialists. They could then charge a one-time fee of $497, along with an additional charge for regular doctor visits. This seemed reasonable enough, and in line with what I've seen other specialists charge for this kind of program. Plus, we believed we could help a lot of folks by working with established doctors and clinics. However, we decided to do something special by using the internet, because we could do more good and reach more people in need by going direct. For this reason, the DWD Protocol program was created to be user-friendly, so you can follow the blueprint from the comfort and privacy of your own home and reclaim your health on your own terms. That said, after looking at other health programs on the market and speaking with members of our DWD Protocol community, we settled on an investment of $97, which we all felt was a fair price. However, we have something special in mind for you today. You see, I consider myself a servant physician. I didn't become a doctor simply to profit from medicine. I became a doctor to help others enjoy the best of health. So you won't be asked to invest the suggested offering of $97 either, because it isn't about making money. It's about providing proven solutions, alternatives to our failing healthcare system, and empowering millions of fellow Americans to take back control of their health. All I ask is when you begin to win the battle against type 2 diabetes in your life, share this presentation with a friend in need. By helping us with our important mission, and by helping us defray the costs of keeping this webpage on the internet, you can pick up your copy of the DWD Protocol today for the special discounted price of $67. Now, here's another surprise I have for you. You see, while I'm not much for fancy slogans, I do believe in making America healthy again. I also want everyone to win their personal battle against this terrible disease. That's why you'll also receive 4 special bonus reports as my free gift to you, simply for trying out the DWD Protocol here today. Bonus gift number 1, 10 hidden blood sugar triggers to avoid. Value $17. For anyone who wants to better manage their blood sugar, it's important to be aware of various triggers that can spike your numbers. Here's a revelation. These triggers are not always from food. One of these is actually a go-to health resource for many people. Plus, and this may come as a surprise, some of the triggers are foods considered to be health food. Knowledge is power, and this special report can empower you on your journey to normal blood sugar levels. Both during and after you complete the DWD Protocol program, you'll have a handy reference when you need it, and it's yours free. Bonus gift number 2, 10 superfoods for healthy blood sugar. Value $17. Just as there are diabetic food traps, which should be avoided, there are also foods which promote better health for those dealing with type 2 diabetes as well. These are a unique category of foods with extra large doses of vitamins and minerals in them. I call them nutrient superstars because they help lower insulin resistance, promote healthy blood sugar levels, burn fat, reduce inflammation, and help you enjoy life to the max. These foods are the perfect complement to the DWD Protocol program, and this special report is also yours free today. Bonus gift number 3, the DWD Protocol Better Water Guide, how to choose the right type of drinking water for optimal health. Value $37. Everything you put in your body either helps or harms your health, and the quality of the water you drink is no different. Sadly, most bottled water brands are not as pure as you might think they are. In fact, many of them are no better than tap water, which in many cities contain a number of harmful toxins and chemicals itself. The importance of drinking clean, filtered water can't be stressed enough. Inside this valuable resource, you'll discover which bottled water brands are good and which ones to avoid. You'll also find out if the filtration system in your fridge is truly useful, as well as the best type of water filtration system we recommend you use. Plus, we'll show you how to safely test your tap water at home for impurities and mineral content. This valuable guide is yours free when you pick up your copy of the DWD Protocol today. Bonus gift number 4, the DWD Protocol Better Sleep Guide. Value $47. Here are 2 eye-popping statistics. According to the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, 1 out of every 3 Americans is not getting enough sleep. And between 50 to 70 million adults have some form of sleeping disorder. What's more, researchers have found the body's reaction to sleep loss can resemble insulin resistance. Truth is, a good night's sleep is essential for both diabetics and non-diabetics alike, and is key to vibrant health and a fulfilling life. So, to help you sleep like a baby, you'll also receive this 4th special gift, the DWD Protocol Better Sleep Guide. The information in this comprehensive report can be a real lifesaver, and today it's yours, free. Inside, you'll discover over a dozen sleep strategies to soothe your mind and spirit, along with the science behind why these strategies work, so you can drop into dreamland and sleep soundly through the night. Let's now recap everything you receive when you invest in the DWD Protocol today. First, you get instant access to the DWD Protocol main guide and the Success Blueprint, which includes all 4 modules of the blueprint and over 60 delicious recipes for breakfast, lunch, and dinners. Plus, you also get the 4 free bonus reports: 10 hidden blood sugar triggers to avoid, 10 superfoods for healthy blood sugar, the DWD Protocol Better Water Guide, and the DWD Protocol Better Sleep Guide. You get everything today for a one-time investment of just $67. To get started, simply click the order button below. You'll be taken to our secure order page, which is encrypted with the latest 256-bit SSL technology for your total protection. This is the same technology Apple and Amazon use. Once you have entered your information, you'll gain instant access to the DWD Protocol and your 4 free bonus gifts. You'll also have the support of our entire team and a thriving community of health warriors just like you. So go ahead and click the Order Now button below right now, and the DWD Protocol will be on its way to you today. Now, I realize you have yet to taste the freedom that is possible once you take back control of your health. I also understand you might have to take a leap of faith. So I want to assure you, I will take on all the risk with our unconditional 60-day money-back guarantee. You see, I believe so strongly the DWD Protocol will do what we say it will do, that if you don't see your blood sugar return to normal levels, if you don't experience more energy and a renewal of your spirit, or if for any reason you are not satisfied within the next 60 days, I will promptly refund your small investment with no questions asked. Plus, as another layer of protection, we've teamed up with Norton, the world's leading computer security company. Today, you're also protected by Norton's Internet Shopping Guarantee, which means there is 0 risk when you order the DWD Protocol today. So, if you're ready to begin your journey to health freedom, take the leap of faith. Click the order button below right now to get started today. You'll be joining our community of over 12,000 men and women, each of whom are following the DWD Protocol blueprint to a healthier life. This includes Randall A. from Washington, who shared these wonderful words. I was diagnosed 15 years ago. Going to the gym kept me in the game, yet my last A1C was 7.4 and going the wrong way. Thanks to DWD, I now have a daily test average of 100 or less, and I see the light at the end of the tunnel. Our amazing community is filled with stories like these. From those just starting their journey to those who have been free from type 2 diabetes for several years. Because you're still here, I believe it's your time to join our fellowship. Based on the groundbreaking research of Dr. Roy Taylor, the DWD Protocol empowers everyday people to win the fight against type 2 diabetes. So click the order button below to get started today. Remember, I will shoulder all the risk. You can try the DWD Protocol for yourself right now for 60 days. And if for any reason you're not thrilled with your results, simply let me know and I'll return your investment in full. So now, while it's fresh on your mind, go ahead right now and click the order button below. And let's get you started with the DWD Protocol. On behalf of our entire community of health warriors, this is Dr. Erica Song, and I welcome you to the fold.